Hi friends, let's take another question regarding to Apache Spark open source software. What is the lazy evolution in Apache Spark, which is not available in case of Hadoop ecosystem or its processing unit MapReduce? So let's try to understand this lazy evolution with respect to one example. Generally, there are two kinds of operations are available in a Apache Spark. One is the kind of transformation and other one is a kind of action. So what does this transformation and action and what are the difference and how it is related to lazy evolution in Apache Spark? So let's try to understand. Transformation is nothing but it just try to convert one form of RDD data, a resilient distributed data set, into another form of or another RDD data set. So that is just giving the transformation of one RDD to the another RDD. And action is nothing but you are actually asking for the data from the database, or you are actually asking for the data after whatever part has been processed. So here I have taken two example. One is the example where I am giving the exactly the correct path where my actual database exists, which is nothing but the airline database. Airline.csv file it exists. So in a very first file I am just giving the reference that my database file exists at particular location. So that is nothing but a transformation because it is trying to create the RDD for me. And after that, the next immediate statement, I am applying the take method on the top of this file variable, which is nothing but I am trying to take the action that give me the first five actual record which you have read. And the same another example I have taken, just a very simple thing I have changed, that I have taken a different part. So both the example I will try to execute and we'll try to understand what that lazy evolution means in a case of Apache Spark. So let's try to run this first piece of code with the correct path and we will try to understand lazy evolution. So I have already installed this Apache Spark on my machine and I have just started with .pyspark command inside the bin folder of Apache Spark. Once I execute .pyspark command, it will give me the interactive cell of Apache Spark and I can straight away write all Python code on the top of it. So let's just paste it. So very first line I'm trying to paste. You can see that successfully I have created file variable from the database exists at this location, and text file is nothing but it will read those database and it will create RDD. Now let's check the database type of this file variable. You can see it's a kind of RDD file and this file path is completely correct. Now suppose I want to extract or I want to see first few data, so I can just straight away write file.take command and I just supply the 5 because I need the first just 5 records only. Okay, so it has successfully displayed first 5 RDD records for me. So that is nothing but the airlines data set. So the first line which I have executed here, that is nothing but the transformation because it has transformed into RDD kind of database, and the second one is the action I have taken because the file path is already exists. It has not given me any kind of error. Now let's try to relate this phenomena with the lazy evolution, and before that let's try to execute the second piece of code. Now I am giving the another let's make it file 1 so it won't get confused. In the second example, I am trying to give the wrong part and let's see whether it gives the error or not. So file 1, but this is the wrong part. This is where the data doesn't exist. So okay, but it has successfully executed and it has not checked whether particular file airlines.csv exists at particular path or not. Now if I want to get the first few records, you can see it has given immediately the error that that file doesn't exist. Now what does this mean? That In a second case, while executing this command only, it has given error. But here in while running this code, no error came. That signifies that while doing the transformation, there is no execution transformation kind of command when you apply on the top of this Spark context. It doesn't check for actually that particular part exists or not. That's why no error occurs. So that is the kind of transformation. Now when I ask for first few records, first 5 records, when I apply this take method on the top of this rdd data type file1, it has immediately given me error, because at that time only it has started executing the very first line what we feel that it has already been executed. So in a case of Spark, whenever you do any kind of transformation, it will just compile it and it will put all those statements into lineage graph. It won't actually execute it. And whenever we ask for any kind of action on the top of this rdd data set, at that time only immediately it will call for execution of all transformation what we have applied till now. That's why it is very lazy in a execution, and that phenomena is nothing but the lazy evolution in case of Apache Spark. So whenever any transformation will apply, no execution occur, it will just compile the code and it will put it into lineage graph. But whenever we ask for any action, it will keep executing all those code what we have already compiled and what we have given as a part of instruction earlier. So when we start executing this take file, it has already started executing it first this text file reading into data set rdd, and after that it will try to take the first 5 records here. But when first set of statement is start executing, at that time only it didn't find that particular part and it immediately throws the error. So the conclusion is that whenever you ask for any kind of action, at that time only all transformation related action or transformation related statement starts executing. That's why Apache Spark is very lazy. When you ask for any kind of transformation, it won't do actually any kind of transformation. So that's all about the lazy evolution in Apache Spark. And I hope you enjoy listening this video. If you haven't understood anything, please write it into comment, and if you haven't subscribed my channel, please do subscribe it to support the channel. At last, thank you.